New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring. New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Live from a secure concrete bunker somewhere in Ohio, New Thought Media Network presents Pastor Michael Mangus with Friday's Fireside Chat, spiritual conversation for today. Here he is from the secret radio room, surrounded by thousands of watts, Pastor Michael Mangus.
In the very cold concrete bunker this evening here around Akron, Ohio. Hi there. It is a Friday evening Fireside Chat here on your New Thought Media Network. Again, Reverend Michael Mangus broadcasting once again this evening from the extremely secure but cold concrete bunker where it is 20 degrees Fahrenheit outside. So we haven't gotten the diesel heaters to work yet. We're working on that this week. But anyhow, in the extremely secure concrete bunker, we are broadcasting this evening from the Charles Fillmore radio room. And we are surrounded by thousands of watts with the location of the concrete bunker so secret that only one person knows where it's at. Everyone else, especially that Robert Brzezinski, who's my boss and who cringes every time I say it. Even Robert does not know where the concrete bunker is located, and we are going to keep it that way. Well, hi there. Good evening. And we do have a good show for you this evening here on the Friday Evening Fireside Chat. So feel free to interact with us by posting your comments on Facebook and also on YouTube. And for those shy people out there, I know you're out there and you don't want to post on Facebook or YouTube because it may ruin your career. I get that. All you need to do is to go to pastormichaelmangus@gmail.com. Let me see where that's at. It's right here. It's at the bottom of my banners. pastormichaelmangus@gmail.com. There, I will read your email as long as it doesn't come from Jeff Radcliff. Oh, I give him crap about that all the time. Well, the purpose of us gathering here on a Friday evening is for us to casually get our beverage. This evening, it is black coffee. Now, Jeff thinks I put something else in here. We'll talk to him about that in a moment. Maybe I should after we talk about the news this evening. But the reason that we do the Fireside Chat is because we want to have a heart-to-heart conversation about what is going on in the world and how we can approach it from a spiritual / New Thought perspective. And as I keep saying week after week, again, the views and opinions expressed are those of those who gave them on the show. This isn't about making someone right or wrong. This is about having us think here. And especially with the craziness in the news. And as my friend Tim Davison says, he says that we are being deluged with a fire hose of news all the time. We are here this evening to say, okay, that is the case, and there is something that you can do about it. And there are a couple of stories this evening that will talk about that. Once again, all the way from the great state of Tennessee, formerly of the greater state of confusion,
True.
known as West Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, star of stage, screen, and his own mind. Let me see if I can find his.
Now here's Reverend Jeff Radcliff with the story of the week.
That's the early one. Let's try this one.
Reverend Jeff's story of the week. Just doesn't know that. Reverend Jeff Radcliff.
I'm trying to get there. You go. I wish someone would label my tape cards properly.
That's unusual, brother.
Anyhow, Jeff, how you doing?
Oh God, it's been a weird day, and I lost track of time. I showed up in the studio like at 1 minute before it's time to go on the air.
No, it's 32 seconds.
What can I say? I've got. I finished dinner just a little while ago. I was going to go in and put the leftovers away, so I've still got chicken and gravy and stuff on the kitchen table. I'm probably going to get ptomaine or salmonella or something by the time I get back in there in an hour to put it up.
Oh no, you.
Thank you very much. It's not your fault.
Well, at least Tim's with us tonight.
Yeah, there is that. Pray for me, Tim, that I don't die from my own cooking. It's 31 degrees here. It's like frickin' nippy outside.
Listen, it's 20 here.
I know, and you all keep it. You okay? You know that?
Oh, I was going to send some down.
No, hell no. You keep that shit up there.
I was going to send some snow down for Christmas.
No.
Oh, come on.
You know what's funny? I got my first Christmas card today.
Oh, okay. From
today, my friend Jeff, who lives in California, sent me this a couple of days ago. So it took a while to make it, 2,500 miles across the country. It's interesting because today is, tomorrow is St. Nicholas Day.
Yes.
Today is Krampusnacht.
Yes. And I will talk about that in a few moments.
Yeah. And for people who don't know,
we'll inform them here in a few moments.
Yeah. But I posted about it on social media today.
Right.
I get Jeff's card in the mail and I open it up and it's, you've got to see it. Let me get it. It's right here. It was amazing to me. It doesn't want to come out of the thing. It's Krampus. And he's in the butt of some little naughty child. Right. And all the other kids in the background, they've already gotten their licking. So
right.
You can see they're crying. So, yeah, it's funny that he sent this a couple of days ago. And it's postmarked December 2nd.
Okay.
And so it took 3 days to get here. But he sent that 3 days ago. And today I post about Krampusnacht. And that shows up. I mean, can you be any more in sync with somebody than a buddy? And that was pretty cool.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I know that you're not here for the Friday evening fireside chat. The reason that you're here is for Reverend Jeff's story of the week. Now,
I feel like I want to do one of those moves that the Munchkins did in the Wizard of Oz. You know,
Right.
where they do their song, and then the I guess it was the Lollipop Guild, and the one
Yes.
goes.
So this week, when legal at the New Thought Media Network, when they were reviewing your story, they all bursted out in laughter. So much so that the Reverend Dr. Robert Brzezinski, who is the Chief Inspirational Officer of the New Thought Media Network, legal caused so much ruckus that he had to go down the hallway to see what was going on. This is a good story, I must admit. I think it's seasonal too.
Yeah. Seriously. And it's topical because he lives in Colorado, and so he walks around high half the time anyway. You get a contact high from all that legal pot,
right?
Yeah. So this is right up his alley.
Well, just to let you know that while he was down there, Reverend Dr. Robert went ahead and spun the wheel of F's.
Ooh.
And this evening, you have up to 7 F-bombs to use at your discretion this evening.
Okay.
In describing the news.
Okay. Sounds good.
Well, anyhow, let's see what is going on in the world. Hey, there's Santa Claus getting all the presents ready. Merry Christmas to all who have started to shop during this holiday season.
What the hell took you so long?
What now?
What took you so long? You should have been doing this all throughout the year. I do my Christmas shopping all throughout the year. That way I don't have to go out in December when it's cold and when everybody's like mobbing the mall and whatnot. And you can get some incredible Christmas stuff in July. So, there you go.
It looks like Americans have been doing most of their shopping online. U.S. consumers spent a record $11.8 billion during Black Friday sales, and that was all online. Adobe Analytics, which tracks the e-commerce, said that the U.S. consumers spent a record of $11.8 billion with a B.
And 90% of that was tariff.
Traffic was particularly high between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. local time nationwide, when 12.5 million passed through online shopping carts every minute. Wow. Now, did that include my gift this year, Reverend Jeff?
Actually, no, because you were naughty this year. You're not getting anything. I'm going to send Krampus over with,
Well, we're going to talk about that here in just a moment.
He's going to bring you what you deserve.
Meanwhile, software company Salesforce estimated that Black Friday online sales totaled $18 billion in the U.S. and $79 billion globally. But wait, there's more. On Cyber Monday, the shoppers set a record of $14.2 billion of online sales. So I think the economy, people are spending.
Well, They're going to have to spend it because nobody can afford to fly home. You know?
Well, I think that aren't the prices on airline tickets, aren't they reasonable? I thought they were last time I checked.
What do I know? I don't go anywhere, so
All right.
no idea.
Well,
I'm stuck in home in Tennessee.
that sounds like a song.
I know, right?
Yeah. Well, this is what we've been talking about for the last 10 minutes. Krampusnacht or Krampus Night is celebrated today,
Yes.
December 5th, across Germany, other European countries, and Australia. It occurs the night before the celebration of the Feast of St. Nicholas, a night where people dress up as the devil Krampus and chase naughty children through the streets. The children are told off by the Krampus and given bundles of ruten, which are clusters of twigs, so that they don't forget the Krampus after he leaves. And this holiday is becoming extremely popular here in the United States because it captures just a little bit of the excitement and spookiness of Halloween right before the Christmas season. The devil Krampus is believed to be a creature that is half man, half goat. He is depicted as being hairy with large horns, a goat's cloven hooves, red eyes, and fangs. That's scary. In some depictions, the Krampus is shown wearing chains, and the people wearing Krampus costumes often thrash around in the chains for maximum effect. The chains are to represent the binding of the devil by Jesus Christ in Christian mythology. So the Krampus carries bundles of ruten or twigs that he uses to swat misbehaving children like Reverend Jeff Radcliff. Now, for the celebrations, these bundles are then handed to the family so that the children remember the threat of the Krampus throughout the year and behave themselves, of which Reverend Jeff will not do. In the countries where Krampusnacht is celebrated, St. Nicholas gives the gifts to the children, but if they misbehave, the Krampus comes and takes the gifts away and gives the children coal and ruten instead. And that is the story of Krampus.
I have so many inappropriate jokes right now.
You do?
I do. Well, first of all,
well, why aren't you telling them?
I don't want to get you in trouble because you're going to be up for ordination pretty soon. And
right.
I don't want you getting denied being ordained.
Right.
Due to guilt by association. Let's just say that if given the choice between the two, I'd rather be chased through the streets by Krampus than Jeffrey Epstein.
Where? Oh,
I know.
Shoot, where is my? Is it here?
And then you mentioned the fact that what was that you said about the chains?
It's the chains that bind the devil.
Right. Oh, right.
Yeah, Jesus.
I was thinking, and I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank on how the rhyme is supposed to go. But the last part of it goes, but whips and chains excite me. And I'm like, I can't tell this joke if I don't know the whole joke. And so I just told the joke without knowing the whole joke. Sticks and stones may break them up. There you go. That's it.
Oh my God. I'm encouraging you.
You are. Not only that, but you surprised me by knowing what I was talking about. Wow. Now, any danger that your ordination might be in because of this particular joke, that's on you because you prompted that.
I brought it up. It's my.
Oh no, I brought it up, but you helped me complete it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man. But yeah, happy Krampusnacht, everybody.
That's right.
mean-
And you better behave,
You better
or
watch
the
out.
Krampus will take away your gifts,
Yeah.
and then you won't have nothing except coal and twigs, of which you can get swatted by.
Yes.
Well, ladies, and go ahead.
When I was a kid, my brother and I, our sister is, my brother's like a year and a few months younger than me. Our sister is about 5 years my junior. And one year, one Christmas Eve, we snuck down and took all of her presents out from under the tree.
What?
And hid them.
What?
And yeah, emptied out her stocking, and we put in coal in her stocking, and we put a couple of switches in there. We thought it was hilarious. She cried. She
You
was
were
like
probably
5.
traumatized.
I know, and I
sister
felt
forever.
bad after. I felt bad about it afterwards, but then when I brought it up to her several years later, she didn't even remember it, so she couldn't have been that traumatized. But yeah, we got in trouble for that one big time.
Hold on here.
I
It
don't
says here,
recommend anybody do that.
Bob Ligon in Akron is listening. Bob was at our Radio DXers brunch today. Yes. We have
Hey,
Radio
Bob.
Club today. Hi, Bob. Good to see you this evening.
If you don't run screaming into the night, kudos to you.
Well, we've put it off long enough. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the more serious news. And from Sin, the Spiritual Information Network.
Hey, right there.
You think they're going to give me crap about that during ordination panels?
Tim and Bob ought to give you some crap because you play your music too loud and you let it go too long. We need to get into this stuff.
Well, okay.
Ladies
and gentlemen,
I'm chomping at the bit here, and
you're
dragging your feet. Stop doing that.
And now the news.
Thank you.
The U.S. military carried out another deadly attack yesterday on a suspected drug boat as new details emerge about a controversial follow-up strike of a vessel in the Caribbean in September. The 2 men that were killed in the second strike did not radio for backup. The admiral who ordered the operation told lawmakers, according to sources. The admiral, who was Frank Mitch Bradley, he was the military officer who oversaw the controversial September 2nd attack on the alleged drug boat, told lawmakers on Thursday that he had consulted with the uniformed lawyer on duty during the operation before approving a second strike that killed survivors, according to 2 sources with direct knowledge of his congressional briefing. But even if he went ahead and he consulted with an attorney from JAG, he can still be brought up on charges, can't he?
He could, conceivably.
Okay. Well, during that period, Bradley consulted the JAG officer, or Judge Advocate General Officer, who assumed that it would be legal to move forward with a second strike. The second strike happened 41 minutes after the first one, killing the 2 survivors. The legality of the strike has become a deeply contested topic on Capitol Hill, where lawmakers have split along party lines, with most of the Republicans saying that the strikes were justified, and the Democrats suggesting a war crime may have been committed. What do you think, Reverend Jeff Radcliff?
Well, it was definitely a war crime. I mean, when you go double dipping like that, yeah, it's against the it's against everything.
Okay, so
And,
let's.
if you got military involved in that, like we did, not only is it against international law, and the Hague can come after you for that, but the UCMJ, the Uniform Code of Military Justice, takes a dim look at some of that crap that they're pulling, and it's criminal up one side and the other.
So if Admiral Bradley went ahead and gave the order,
Mm-hmm.
and not the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, if he went ahead and he gave the order, then wouldn't he be liable for charges?
Mm-hmm. They all would. They all would.
It's going to be very interesting here over the next few months. Now,
Well, not really. It's really not. It's really going to be a rather boring thing, because what's going to happen is there's going to be a federal judge called in to rule on this, and whatever evidence the prosecutors bring, and they're and anything that the federal prosecutor and the judge happen to come up with, the Supreme Court's just going to let it go. And Donald Trump is going to say, well, I was given immunity, and this is part of my official duties. And, no.
so while his administration is sinking drug boats,
Mm-hmm.
Trump receives a peace prize from the FIFA, from the International Soccer Association. President Donald Trump has been awarded the newly created and probably given for one time only the FIFA Peace Prize during today's World Cup draw at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. And Trump said, "This is truly one of the great honors of my life."
Wait until he gets awarded the FAFO.
The what now?
Wait until he gets awarded the FAFO award.
Oh, you mean F around and find out?
Well, no, it's fuck around and find out.
Oh, okay. Well, you can say that.
Yeah, you can. I can. With impunity.
The FIFA president credited Trump with helping broker peace agreements in multiple parts of the world, including the Mid-East.
Do you know how much bullshit that is? He's done nothing.
The World Soccer governing body announced in November that this year will see the introduction of the award. And I wonder how quickly it will disappear after this year. A new annual accolade given to someone who the International Soccer Association says has taken exceptional and extraordinary actions for peace, and by doing so have united people across the world. How the winner is chosen isn't exactly clear.
It's united people across the globe, yeah, in opposition to what he's doing. What he's doing is blowing boats out of the water without any kind of proof whatsoever that these are bad guys doing bad things.
Mm-hmm.
He's goading Venezuela into a war. This is the man who says that he wants the Nobel Peace Prize, and he's trying to push their buttons to get them to open this thing up into a hot shooting war. Considering the fact that Venezuela has already called on Russia to prop them up is concerning, but
Yes.
not nearly as concerning as it would have been 3 or 4 years ago, because Russia's pretty much decimated. Ukraine has kicked the ass off of Vladimir Putin. He's got not much left in the way of military might and power. So whatever Russia can give to Venezuela is going to be minimal at most.
But he
So
got his
here's-
peace prize,
so-
though.
What's that?
He got his peace prize, finally.
He didn't get it from the Nobel people. That's the one.
Oh, he was so proud of that medal. He even put it on himself.
Oh, these freaking ball kickers, they don't count for shit.
Well,
here's a man who's blowing boats out of the water without any kind of due process whatsoever, without any kind of proof that they're doing anything. Meanwhile, a guy who was convicted of helping to traffic thousands of tons of cocaine into the United States, and we're talking about former Honduran President Juan Orlando Hernandez.
Yes.
Trump pardons his ass.
Well, that's because that they gave 2 or 3 million.
Yeah, to Trump's pockets.
Well, before we go to break, I do want to mention, because this is close to your heart, the injured National Guard members from West Virginia. One of them still remained in serious condition, while the other unfortunately passed away. President DT said he's very proud of the 2 National Guard members that were shot last week in an attack in Washington, D.C., calling 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom an incredible person and 24-year-old Andrew Wolf a fighter. Wolf, who is a U.S. Air Force Staff Sergeant, and Beckstrom, who was a U.S. Army specialist assigned to the 863rd Military Police Company and the 111th Engineering Brigade, were deployed to Washington, D.C. as a part of Trump's administration's effort to reduce crime. Speaking during a cabinet meeting on Tuesday, Trump says he reached out to the families very soon after this horrible event took place. Again, the question is, why are they there in the first place?
Exactly. They didn't need to be there.
Okay, so the shooter, it sounded like, again, that he had worked for the Americans and also for the CIA, and that since he was 14, he was vetted several times before he came to the United States. So don't blame this on Biden.
No. And he was vetted just as recently as this past spring, while Trump was in office.
Mm-hmm.
So, the CIA was not going to hire any of these in-country people to help out their cause unless they knew exactly what these people were all about. When I worked for the FBI, I was investigated up one side and down the other. I was squeaky clean, and I got in. This guy had to be the same way. He had to have a spotless record when it comes to dealing with Taliban and all that other stuff over there, because they're not going to take somebody who's a sympathizer. Don't know what happened to him when he got over here to this country to make him go, decide to shoot up a couple of guardsmen. But he was thoroughly vetted by the federal government of this country. So,
Okay.
You're right. They cannot blame this on Joe Biden.
And again, folks, the reason we're bringing this up is because that, as Tim has pointed out, that we are in crazy land here. And again, the fire hose of propaganda, we'll call it, has been coming, unfortunately, from this White House. And that I'm reading here, Trump is also asking for 500 more National Guard troops to be deployed to the nation's capital.
And that's stupid.
And city officials have argued in a lawsuit against the troops' deployment, saying it undermined the city's autonomy and was unnecessary. They were just walking around. I think that they were armed, though. So what happened is that they were talking to 2 senior officers, 2 majors, when the shooter went ahead and shot him right in the head. So why are they setting targets in our nation's capital? Well, anyhow, that's one of the questions of the universe. Well, hello there. Welcome. If you wonder what you stumbled onto, this is the Friday Evening Fireside Chat here on your New Thought Media Network. But ladies and gentlemen, to lighten things up, the story that made legal laugh today so loud that my boss, the Reverend Dr. Robert Brzezinski, had to go down the hallway at the New Thought Media Network complex to see what was going on. Ladies and gentlemen, it will be Reverend Jeff's story of the week.
Week.
Can I even tease it?
No.
Okay. Well, then I'm not going to.
Okay, thank you. But let's take our break so we can get to it, because I'm...
All right, well, just give me a second here. This is a Friday Evening Fireside Chat here on your New Thought Media Network. Just to let you know that this coming Sunday, that yours truly is currently at Summit Center for Spiritual Living in Akron. For more information, go to summitcsl.org. There you will find more information about our wonderful Sunday gathering online at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific time. And this Sunday, we will have a talk by my meditation teacher, author, and healer, the Reverend Dr. Carol Ann Drick. So a great time is in store for you this Sunday. So go to summitcsl.org for more information on how to join our Zoom call. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. So go refresh your beverage. If you want to put a little more alcohol in it, you can. And come back and join us. This is a Friday Evening Fireside Chat here on your New Thought Media Network.
Please help us say thank you to our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa, Om Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. Thank you for being part of the New Thought Media Network. Please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
The views and opinions expressed by Pastor Michael Mangus are generally right. However, they are his own and do not reflect the views and opinions of New Thought Media Network, Centers for Spiritual Living, or any other person living or dead. As they say in the 12-Step Recovery Program, take what you like and leave the rest. Here again is Pastor Michael.
Dear Michael. The thing cut out before you got there. Oh, we're just having fun this evening. Well, anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here it is, the award-winning Here it goes.
Now here's Reverend Jeff Radcliffe with the story of the week.
Now, see, the thing didn't queue up, though.
Now here's Reverend Jeff Radcliffe with the story of the week.
There you go. That's better.
That's
Could have
better.
used a little more volume, but hey, I'll take it.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Tennessee, it is the Reverend Jeff Radcliffe with the story of the week.
Week. I have the echo. I originally planned to talk about a couple of homeless, 2 or 3 homeless nuns. We'll talk about them another time. I saw this a few days ago, and I was intrigued. And then I started seeing news stories of it all over everywhere. So you may have already heard about this, but for those of you who haven't, one Virginia liquor store had an unusual patron this past weekend, an inebriated raccoon found passed out in the bathroom. He was the masked burglar, as they called him, broke into this closed Virginia liquor store early on Saturday, and as he's right after my own heart, he went straight to the bottom shelf where the cheap shit is, and he broke a bunch of bottles open. Evidently, what he did was he had gotten into the roof somehow and was on the ceiling tile. The ceiling tile collapsed. He ends up down on the floor in the store, and so decided to go on a little bit of a rampage, and busted a bunch of bottles, lapped up some alcohol. He was an animal. He just, that's the way it is. Hanover County Animal Protection and Shelter said that an employee found him collapsed in the bathroom. This was at the Ashland ABC store on Saturday morning. Apparently, he's going to have to start going to 12-step meetings now.
Is he?
Huh?
You mean Raccoons Anonymous?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
They said that he was very intoxicated. They took him back to the shelter to sober up before they released him into the wild. And one of the shelter workers said that after a few hours of sleep, he had 0 signs of injury other than maybe a hangover, and of course those poor life choices that he made. He was released back into the wild, hopefully learning that breaking and entering is not the answer. So yeah, they didn't actually come up with a name for him, but I tried to think of something clever, to call him, but I couldn't think of anything. Okay. But there he is, passed out. I mean, he didn't even make it to the toilet to throw up. He was just like totally gone. So, but he left a few $1,000s worth of damage, in his wake. Besides the broken bottles, there was the alcohol that he consumed.
Right.
So there was all that. So yeah, a little drunky.
I heard the reason was that he had watched the news and that 47 drove him to drink. Is that true or not?
Now, that's probably true. I mean, because listening to the news about 47 drives me to drink. That's all I got to say. So it's highly possible. The only thing is, difference between me and him, I don't wear a mask over my eyes, So,
well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, the story that made legal laugh this afternoon, Reverend Jeff's story of the week.
And brought to you without benefit of an F-bomb. So, how cool
What's
is
up
that?
with that?
I know. I fucked up, didn't I?
Of course, Tim is my constant program director. He's saying low volume. Yes, Tim, I know. Listen, this StreamYard, I've been using this now for 4 years, and they keep messing with it every few days.
Oh,
poor baby.
Yeah.
Well, we do want to, we have a couple more stories here. Hopefully we can get in before the top of the hour or before I get the phone call from Reverend Dr. Brzezinski.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't commented because lately he's been showing up and letting us know that he's watching.
Well, I don't know. He's it's been an interesting week. But anyhow.
Well, yeah, he's probably Colorado. That's all I'm saying. Rocky Mountain High.
So we've been stressing here on the Friday evening fireside chat about the whole idea of empowerment, that there are things that we can be doing if we do not like the current situation. So I saw this story earlier in the week. This is from CNN, and it says that when the feds come to town in cities targeted by ICE, a shared playbook emerges. As Chad Curry busily ferries his teenage daughter through the streets of their Chicago neighborhood of West Ridge, his eyes pass vehicles with a skepticism that he did not have just a few months ago. He knows to carefully clock whether a passing car has darkly tinted windows, out-of-state license plates, and even no plates at all. Some models, Chevy Tahoes, Dodge Chargers, Ford Explorers, give him extra pause. The 52-year-old software consultant also knows what to do if the doors fly open and masked khaki-clad agents leap out and beeline for one of his neighbors. After all, he is trained for these scenarios. Curry is among the thousands of parents, teachers, clergy, and community organizers who have sought training on what they can legally do when they see an immigration raid unfold. They've learned how to document federal immigration agents' actions and quickly warn their neighbors, part of an emerging national blueprint for how concerned residents can respond when President DT's sweeping immigration crackdown operation arrives at their doorstep. Now, though Trump says that the crackdown would target the worst of the worst, court documents and federal data shows that many of those detained have not been convicted of any serious crimes or any crimes at all. ICE agents have been showing up at courtrooms and courthouses for people who are having hearings to get into this country legally, and they just go ahead and take them. Mm-hmm. They just go ahead and just and ship them off. And while some locals have welcomed the enforcement and applauded the arrest, others have balked at the sudden and at times aggressive detention of immigrants who they see as an integral part of their school, faith, and neighborhood communities. So the reason I brought this up tonight is because that, and again, the article is on CNN, is that there are things that you can do that do not break the law. And that's one of the things that they talked about in the article, is that you want to record what's going on. You want to not engage in any type of violence with the ICE officials. And that, again, to warn your neighbors and the people around you. I mean, people who are getting stopped. There was one earlier that I saw on the news, this woman who did not look Hispanic. She was probably coming from the hospital because she had on her scrubs, and that they went ahead and arrested her and detained her while they determined whether or not that she was a U.S. citizen. So there are things that we can be doing here to document what is going on. There are many organizations online that you can get information and you can get training if ICE targets your town, your city. Your comments, Reverend Jeff.
I saw a very disturbing article earlier this week, which really got me. You mentioned the woman from the hospital who doesn't even look Hispanic. Then there are those people who kind of sort of do look Hispanic, but aren't, who are also getting detained. Did you hear about the actress Elaine Miles?
No.
Elaine
from
Miles,
Canada.
Elaine Miles
Right.
she played the character of Marilyn Whirlwind on the old Northern Exposure TV show back in the 90s. She was born in Oregon, and I believe she lives in Washington State now, but she goes back and forth to Canada because she's got relatives there. She is a member of the Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla Indian Reservation. She also is part Cayuse and part Nez Perce. She is pure Native American Indian. And she got stopped by ICE agents in Redmond, Washington, a few days ago. Showed them her tribal membership card, which is all she needed to do. And they told her it was fake. They didn't believe that she was Native American. They accused her of being Mexican, and they tried to detain her. She did what I would have done. She threw a fit and she fell right in the middle of it, and she eventually was released. Here is, we've got people who are coming to this country and trying to do the right thing and being picked up in law offices and courthouses for their citizenship hearings and all the things that they're doing. And now they're going after American citizens, who are born here, not somebody who was naturalized, but somebody who was actually, born here.
Absolutely.
And they're only doing it because of how she looked. That was the only criteria, is that she didn't look white.
It's really important for everyone to get a real ID. The reason being is that the real ID, you have to show your citizenship to get that. Now, I know in Ohio that we have a small star on ours, on our driver's licenses, and also on IDs.
I think they all do.
Yes.
I think they all do have that star.
So make sure that you have that. And also make sure that, again, that hopefully the people around you are taking footage of this. Seeing that's me and my my broadcast, not taking tape, but taking a recording of it using these things. Again, these things have power, and that, no, you're not going to stop it in the moment, what is going on, but you're able then to go ahead and to at least record it. And there are several agencies and also the ACLU, for example, where you can go ahead and you can send these recordings. And again, this is about standing up for our rights in this country. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to share that story tonight, is because that we have to take back our power and to support our neighbors by at least recording what is going on.
Exactly. If you see these guys out on the street somewhere harassing somebody, by all means, record it. They cannot stop you. Legally, they are not allowed to touch you for that. That is not a crime. It is perfectly legal to film the police. If they are out in public and you are on a public sidewalk somewhere, they cannot make you stop filming. You have to be aware of that, because that's one of the tools that you can use to fight back. Another tool, the ballot box. We here in Tennessee just had an election. A Democrat came very close to upsetting the apple cart and overthrowing
Very
the GOP.
close.
By single digits, whereas before it had been double digits and they lost every time. So Afton Bain, we're keeping an eye on her because she's awesome and she's going to go places in the Democratic Party. But we came very close to that. So that is a tool that you can use. Go vote. When you have the opportunity to vote, do so. Let your voice be heard. Write to your congressmen, your senators, even if they are Republican, and don't be discouraged by the form letters that you get saying, "Oh, well, I'm not on that committee, but I'll keep it in mind if it ever comes for a vote." Do not let them keep you from voicing your opinion. Voice it. Write letters. Call their offices. Harass them, basically. They need to know that what they're doing is not cool. It's not kosher. It's not, and many times it's not legal. Call them out on it.
Our last story is from Fox News. Just because. Church sparks controversy with empty nativity scene and ICE enforcement message that some Catholics have said is politicizing Christmas. A Massachusetts Catholic church is causing controversy with what's missing from its annual nativity scene and an accompanying statement. Saint Susanna, I've never heard of her before, but Saint Susanna, a Catholic church in the Boston suburb of Dedham, displayed a nativity scene outside the church with an empty manger and a sign that says ICE was here.
Mm-hmm.
Following and
tell the rest of that. What was there? The ICE sign was there, but what was missing? What was
missing was Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
There you go.
And so it was followed by contact information for a group that monitors immigration operations in the state. Father Stephen Josoma was the pastor at St. Susanna, said that the church's Peace and Justice group organizes a display annually. Josoma told Fox News that they try to see what it would be like if Christ was born into the context of the world today. What would he be facing? Now, C.J. Doyle is the executive director of the Catholic Action League of Massachusetts, and he has been clutching his pearls, saying that he was caused by a parishioner upset by the display missing the Holy Family, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, and the statement. Doyle told Fox News, "I think it's very offensive. The good father is politicizing Christmas. He is exploiting and trivializing the Holy Family, and he is using his Catholic parish as a platform to promote his left-wing ideology."
Oh, boy. I'm sorry.
Now,
I'm sorry. These overwrought, some of these overwrought Catholic people, and there are a few very vocal ones, but the majority of them, of the Catholic Church, gets it.
Right.
Christianity was a political movement.
Right. And that
Very beginning.
and it continues to talk about, this is where we support our Catholic brothers and sisters, in that the whole idea of us getting involved in the politics of what is going on. It is morally and ethically wrong what is going on, especially with the ICE enforcements. They are trying to meet monthly quotas, and they don't care who they arrest. It could be you next. So that's the reason why we in the church have been vocal about, let's show, again, in a peaceful, nonviolent way, have displays like this. Let me show you another one that their social action committee did. It was Jesus in a cage.
Yeah, that was from a few years ago. I remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
So Josoma calls the nativity scene religious art and shared that it is intended to evoke emotions in people. Well, of course it is. Yeah. In 2018, in another reference to the southern border crisis, the parish placed a cage around baby Jesus and walled off the Magi in the nativity scene, according to reports. So when Doyle acknowledged Father Josoma's history of mixing politics and religion, he feels that the true enabler is the Archdiocese of Boston. The Archdiocese, Doyle says, has tolerated this behavior in the past. They should tell him to stop. Pure and simple. Mr. Doyle, as I look into the camera, the bishops have already condemned what is going on. This is the opinion and based upon morals and ethics of Judeo-Christian thought, that what is going on is just outright wrong. And so for the Catholic community to go ahead and to put up a display like this gets people talking. And so, Mr. Doyle, again, this is your church. This is your leadership, including from Pope Leo, is saying this. Your comments, Reverend Jeff.
I'm not a fan of a lot of the dogma that the Catholic Church puts out, but I can never fault them for their social justice work, because they have always been there to lift up the downtrodden and to feed the hungry and to clothe the naked. They are fulfilling the directives that Jesus the Christ, set out for all of us. So in that respect, mad props to the Catholic Church, and especially to Father Steve for doing this, and for his parish to back him up with this. And the diocese also backs him up. So
absolutely.
So Bishop, what's his face? He just needs to sit down somewhere and be quiet, because he's on the wrong side here.
Well, again, this is just not a Catholic activity that's going on here. Jillian Westerfield, who's an associate minister at the Lake Street Church of Evanston, told Fox News Digital that the church felt that the imagery resonates with the current times and the story of Jesus's birth. So, and that's a Baptist church, an American Baptist church. So the church saying something, and that sticking up for and being vocal about what is going on in the world and doing peaceful, nonviolent protests like this, again, engages conversation. Your comments, Reverend Jeff.
Yeah. we need to keep going with this. We need to keep going with this. This is not going to disappear unless we continue to stand up against it and work for the world that works for everyone.
Well, we not only do our prayer work, but we also, again, we put feet to our prayers.
Yeah.
And that, again, not everyone is called to go out into the streets, but what would happen if you would put up a nativity scene like this in your neighborhood?
Yeah. Or and you know they're not putting up nativity scenes in Mar-a-Lago anymore. Because, word has it that Donald Trump wanted them to print his face, and he wanted
they didn't.
Put his face over the baby Jesus in the.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did it once, and Mary was so terrified she wouldn't get anywhere near it. She didn't want her kitty grabbed. So they,
ladies and gentlemen, again, that we will have to fact check that.
Yeah.
For next week.
I'm full of it, but you know what? We have gone over. You're going to be hearing about this.
We need to wrap it up here.
Yeah, we do.
Well, again, thank you very much, Reverend Jeff, for
my pleasure
coming in. And even though that you were 30 seconds before the hour, that's
okay.
I
was still on time.
You were still on time. And folks, as Jeff says, we're way over. But again, thank you so very much. Again, be encouraged, be empowered. This time of the season in the month of December is about the light showing up in dark places. And so we can be the light as people who are aware, people who are say that we are on a spiritual path. We can go ahead and let our light shine, and that to know that we're winning. We are winning. On behalf of all of us here at the New Thought Media Network, I'm Reverend Michael, along with Reverend Jeff Radcliff. We're going to wish you a very pleasant good night, and also have a great weekend.
Thanks for joining us this evening for Friday's Fireside Chat with Pastor Michael Mangus. Join us again next week at 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain for more spiritual conversations for today. For more information and replays of past shows, please visit the New Thought Radio and Media Network's Facebook page. Until next week, may God bless you richly and abundantly.